Good afternoon, trainers, and welcome to another episode of TogeTips. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined today by a special guest. Hey, Chris, how's it going?
It's going pretty well.
That's good. So today we're going to be discussing the 25th anniversary Pokémon Direct, as well as the Post Malone Concert Experience. I received a comment on my last video asking if I could do a follow-up on the recent festivities, and here we are. So let's start things off with the intro for the Pokémon Direct. We got a very interesting video montage recapping the past 25 years of Pokémon. Personally, I really enjoyed the stop-motion animation they used to show off all the games, cards, and just the overall evolution of Pokémon.
Yeah, it's really cool seeing them do these recaps of the whole Pokemon IP throughout the years. They did the same thing for Pokemon Sun and Moon in a direct a few years back when they revealed that game. So we saw how the Pokemon series, specifically with games, has evolved over the years. But seeing this encompass everything was really cool.
Oh yeah. So from there, we got into the first part of our presentation, which was an update on Pokemon Snap. So this was actually one of my predictions from last week's video, where Pokemon Snap would be getting more information. The last two videos we've gotten on it have shown 95% cutscenes, and the rest were just the camera animation.
Yeah, that's true. We did see a little bit of new stuff with this trailer, such as I believe it was called the Lumina Ball, where it makes a Pokemon glow and do a special little animation. So that's certainly cool. But I definitely would have liked to see more kind of content in terms of gameplay and whatnot. I know you had predicted having branching paths in the sequel, which definitely would have been something that I would have loved to see if they were planning it.
They did provide a lot of information about the region we'll be playing in, the characters we'll be interacting with, as well as some of the new features that will be introduced in this game. Unfortunately, we really didn't get a lot in terms of actual gameplay, like how the controls are going to work and whatnot, but we're still a month and a half away from the release, so hopefully we get a little more info on the game in the near future.
Yeah, I'm hoping we see some more. But for what it is worth, what we have seen, it definitely is looking like a really good game. The graphics are looking really nice and up to snuff. I love the character models in this, and of course the Pokemon are really expressive and they're bouncing around. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this game in action, seeing all the different Pokemon.
Oh yeah, definitely. I thought it was really cool how they showed the surfing Alolan Raichu in the trailer. It was definitely a nice callback to the surfing Pikachu from the original game.
Yeah, that was great to see. I thought it was really fun, and I really can't wait to see other Pokemon in action. We briefly saw Celebi at the end of the trailer. I'm wondering if we'll have other mythical Pokemon, like we had Mew in the original game, so I wonder if it'll just be Celebi, or are we going to have other mysterious legendaries or mythicals?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping too, with how big the island is, I'm really hoping that we get some more, mythical and special Pokemon throughout the game. The one thing I'm definitely looking forward to with this game is the online sharing feature that they have. You're able to upload your photos online as well as view other trainers' pictures. This was definitely an essential feature for this game, and I'm really glad that they're bringing this community aspect to Pokemon Snap.
Absolutely. I think this sort of game is the perfect game to have a community aspect for. We've seen other photo modes in other games like Smash Bros. And Super Mario Maker, but I think this is a game where you're not only taking pictures, but you really want to show them to your friends and whatnot. And especially at this time, it would be great to be able to show them to not only your friends online, but the whole world to see. So it's something that I'm glad that they're building for this game.
Oh yeah, 100%. So yeah, that game is going to be coming out April 30th on the Nintendo Switch. Pre-orders are up for it now, so definitely go check it out. So up next from the presentation, we had the announcement of the highly anticipated Gen 4 remakes.
Yes, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, they're definitely great looking games, and I've been anticipating, I'm sure a lot of people have, us included, have been anticipating these remakes for a few years now, so it's great to finally see them.
And I'm especially excited for this announcement because my first Pokemon game was Pokemon Diamond. I got it for my birthday in 2007, and I was just hooked from there. And looking at the trailer, I really enjoyed the upgraded 3D graphics. The landscape of the game just looks fantastic. I'm also really glad that they're using omnidirectional motion for this game. It'll make the movement more fluid, so it's not just a simple up, down, left, and right control. And the battle sequences look amazing. That Hyper Beam that was used in one of the trailer battles, that was intense.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, the Porygon Z using Hyper Beam. It's really nice. I'm also a fan that they're kind of taking a few modern tweaks to it, especially with the being free from the grid directions. That's something that's great to see. But I am actually excited that we are getting a more one-for-one remake with the kind of whole grid layout of the Pokemon world of the Sinnoh region. Because that means we won't be sacrificing any of the exploration elements and the puzzle elements that we had in the original Diamond and Pearl.
It definitely feels like they're trying to keep this game as faithful to the original games as possible. You know that they mentioned the scale of each location in the game is going to be preserved, so everything will be in the same place as in Diamond and Pearl. They also brought in Game Freak's Junichi Masuda, who was the game designer for the Diamond and Pearl games as well, so I have high hopes that he will deliver a great game.
Yeah, I think I'm really excited for that, above all with these games, because I know some people were concerned as to what they would do with the Sinnoh region with a remake of these games, and I think it's hard to kind of complain about it being kind of ruined when it hasn't been changed too much. But I do know there are some people who wanted a little bit more added, so I do hope that we see some of that still added and updated a little bit.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of talk about Mega Evolutions returning for this game, as well as some new ones like Mega Empoleon. I think there was a Mega Roserade talked about. So yeah, we're really hoping that, something like that would come to it as well.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool, kind of adding a few modern tweaks, kind of in the way that Pokemon Let's Go did with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, how it was generally the same world as the original Red and Blue and Yellow, but now we have Mega Evolutions in that game, which was a really cool addition. So kind of doing the same thing for these remakes would also be awesome, and doing other little modern tweaks would be great too, while still staying true to the whole world of Sinnoh.
That being said, there was one glaring issue I had with the trailer, and I think you know what that was.
Yeah, it was kind of... I don't know who treats their Switch like that, but I sure don't.
I mean, I totally get, the original games, they had the Nintendo Wii and the controller on the floor, but the Switch of all things, like the dock was there, it wasn't even in the dock. And, they could have had the Switch on either the desk or by the TV, but no, just lying on the floor.
Yeah, it was kind of funny, honestly, but that aside, did you have any other kind of criticisms for the game and whatnot? I know there's one that some people find pretty controversial.
There's been a lot of controversy revolving around the chibi art style. A lot of fans are not happy because they are anticipating a sword and shield kind of art style, and at first glance I was worried about how it would live up to the game's expectations, between how far animation has improved over the years as well as how big of a landmark this is for this game. But now that we're a couple weeks past the trailer drop, we've had some time to digest it, and the art style has really begun to grow on me. Like, I totally get what they're going for, and the way it's presented, I feel like this is the best way to bring these games to modern light.
Yeah, I agree. I know a lot of people have wanted it in the kind of the sword and shield style, and while that would have been interesting to see, it's definitely grown on me as well, this whole chibi style, because as you said, it's a great recreation of those original graphics where they were also chibis, they were just sprites instead of 3D models. So I think that's a really cool translation of them, and they've definitely been growing on me as it's been coming along. I think maybe a little bit of refinement in some of the animations. Some of the walking animations look a little funky, but overall, the art style doesn't bother me as much as it does some other people, and hopefully it'll grow on us even more.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure we're going to get some more information towards the summer. These games are set to release in the late fall 2021, so hopefully between then and now we'll have some more details on it.
Yeah, agreed. I can only hope, though, for these games that we get a little bit of content from Pokemon Platinum, such as Giratina's Distortion World and the Battle Frontier. Those are two things that I really was wanting to see in this game, and I hope they don't stick too closely to the originals and adopt a little bit from Pokemon Platinum.
Oh yeah, that would definitely be great as like a post-story kind of thing.
Absolutely. And even with that, they wouldn't have to change the main story that much. It was really just putting all that stuff in the post-game, and I'm sure a lot of people would be really excited about that.
So after we got the Diamond and Pearl remake trailer, we got something very unexpected. We got another Gen 4 game, but this is a origin game for the Sinnoh region. It's going to be titled Legends Arceus. And this game presents an open world concept that we haven't experienced in a Pokemon game thus far, and we're out catching Pokemon to build Sinnoh's first Pokedex.
Yeah, this really came out of left field for me, and I'm sure a lot of other people. It was definitely the sort of game that people were almost expecting the Diamond and Pearl remakes to be. And I'm kind of excited because now we have both this faithful recreation of Diamond and Pearl, but we also have this kind of more modern experimental take on not only the Sinnoh region, but Pokemon in general. So yeah, as you said, we're going to be doing the first Pokedex for the Sinnoh region, which I think is a really cool idea. And it's obviously an origin story for a lot of different things. You see old Pokeballs with little hinges, and I think just those little aspects of it are really cool. And I'm really excited to see what the overall gameplay of this game is going to be.
Oh yeah, I was definitely a fan of the hand-drawn animations, and the thing I really enjoyed about this game was how during battles, the Pokemon actually clash with each other. It's been an ongoing thing where Pokemon in battles will just stay in place to do attacks, but this kind of felt like when you have those close combat attacks, like when Lucario was fighting, where they would just go up to the Pokemon and they would do their animation. So I thought that was a really nice touch to it as well.
Oh yeah, it's funny because it's almost going back to the days of Pokemon Battle Revolution and even Pokemon Stadium before, where Pokemon would run up to each other and attack. So it's something that I really am excited to see and whatnot. There are a few graphical areas where I think they could improve. The ideas of the Pokemon clashing is amazing and it's looking really good so far. But I know we did see some of the Pokemon in the background with a pretty poor frame rate. There was a Chingling at one point that was moving in a very choppy manner.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot with the animations that they have to work on, but fortunately, this game is not going to be released until early 2022. So, they do have plenty of time to fix that. This was really just a teaser to get us ready for it.
Oh, for sure. It seems like a great teaser. It's showing all the potential of this game, but the nice thing is that they have a lot of time to work on it, about a year if they release it in, late February or March, which is what I'm personally expecting. But we'll have to see. But I'm hoping that they polish things up, so they make it that game that everyone is really, really hoping for and been hoping for a real console Pokemon game. So I think this game just has a ton of potential to become that big console Pokemon game that everybody has been wanting for a while now.
Plus, some of the features in it, like catching the Pokemon from the grass instead of having to battle it, some of that stuff could be used as a Gen 9 beta mechanic, and we could see that with the next generation games that are coming out either later next year or 2023.
Yeah, I think that's a really exciting prospect. I feel like Game Freak is using this game almost as a beta test for a lot of features and what fans kind of want from the future of Pokemon. I think Sword and Shield took a few baby steps toward experimenting with like the wild area and whatnot, but I feel like this is them kind of going all out, and it's nice because in it being a side game, it seems almost, it'll be something where if fans don't like the execution of it, then they can go and do something different for Gen 9. But if we do like it a lot, then it's something that they could definitely adopt for those newer games in the future.
Also, I really liked how it doesn't feel like a new 3D Pokemon game, but some of the animations seem hand-drawn and it feels older, considering this is an Origin game. So that was a really nice addition to it.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. It does kind of make it feel like we're really in the older ages of the Pokemon world. And I think it's also really cool that we're taking Pokemon from, the Sinnoh region and even other past generations and putting them together. This isn't a new generation, so we're not focusing on those new Pokemon, but it really lets you take advantage of all the Pokemon that we've had over the years. For example, we've got the starters, who we're taking from 3 different generations of Pokemon and kind of mixing and matching them. So we've got Cyndaquil and Rowlet and Oshawott as our 3 starters.
It's definitely a different mix of starters from what we're used to, but I think it fits really well with the overall theme that they're creating with this game.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. So, do you know what starter you're going to choose?
That's going to be a tough choice, to be honest, because I haven't played any of the newer Pokemon games since Gen 4, so that would leave Cyndaquil as the only Pokemon that I know, so that would have to be my choice. That being said, that may change. If we get these other Pokemon in Pokemon Go before the release, I might have some time to spend with them, and that could change my mind. It's all up in the air.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Rowlet from Generation 7 from the Alola region is definitely my favorite of the three, so maybe when it finally makes its debut in Pokemon Go, you'll grow a liking to it like I have.
Is that who you're gonna choose when you get the game?
I think so, unless if we see anything really out of left field where maybe they get new evolutions, which I'm not expecting, but I do think I'll end up choosing Rowlet.
Nice, nice. So as I mentioned before, this game will release in early 2022. It's possible we could have some more details during another Pokemon Direct, which could be coming next February. But if we get any more details between then and now, we'll definitely keep you updated. The last topic I wanted to cover in this video was the Pokemon 25th music performance featuring Post Malone. Now Chris, have you listened to Post Malone at all, like before this performance?
Not actively, not too much.
I feel that. This was also one of my first Post experiences as well. So I was kind of expecting something like a Super Bowl halftime show, where he would be performing on a stage with a big screen showcasing Pokemon in different environments. What we got instead was a fully animated Post Malone performance with him interacting with different environments in Pokemon. It was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. We had this animated Post Malone, and I thought that was really cool, especially how he was kind of interacting with Pokemon. At one point, it almost looked like he got roasted by, I believe it was Charizard, so I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, the volcano sequence when Charizard flew over his head, and if he didn't lift his tail at the end, he'd be extra crispy. I also felt that the songs they chose really fit with the environments he was in. The show started with the song Psycho, which matched the energy of the stadium, which was packed with thousands of screaming fans. After that, we transitioned into a chill, illuminated forest with the song Circles. On a side note, I gotta say I loved the vibe of it, especially the Umbreon bobbing its head to the beat. From there, we heard his cover of Hootie and the Blowfish's Only Wanna Be With You, which he sang from a bubble under the sea and on a slab through a molten lava cave. Even though these were intense environments, the song made it really fun and relaxing. And finally, we wrapped things up back in the stadium with the song Congratulations, which, like Psycho, also matched the energy of the stadium and the cheering fans.
Yeah, I agree. It was a real great progression with all the music throughout the concert. And it was definitely a strange decision, I think a lot of people thought, to choose Post Malone for this occasion, but I definitely think it was a really enjoyable one, and I'm glad that they did so.
So my friend Bradley, he's really into music. He did tell me that this performance was actually a reused concert that he did. The only thing that I guess he re-recorded was the intro and the outro for it, which was kind of disappointing for me, but I mean, ultimately it was just a fit with the environment, which I think it did regardless.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting, something that I wasn't aware of, but I do think it still fit together, whether or not it was a new performance or not. Maybe it was a little disappointing to some fans, but I still found it really entertaining, and I think the new visuals with this completely animated virtual concert was still something new to everybody, and something really cool to just watch and listen to.
Now, there has been some division amongst the fan base about Post Malone's animation himself. Like, the Pokemon and the areas around were absolutely gorgeous, but the Post Malone animation himself, a lot of people were a little freaked out by, like, his animation style. There were some people who didn't feel like his avatar had a lot of energy in the songs he was performing. Like, compared to what they would actually be on a stage, it didn't seem like it, met that energy level.
Yeah, I do kind of agree with that. Well, I think that his animated sort of avatar that he had was decently well done. I think a lot of his kind of animations and his movement throughout the concert was a little stiff in some ways, but I don't think it took away from the whole concert itself. If anything, it gave me a little chuckle at times.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I think that was a pretty good Pokemon Day. A lot of things that the fans wanted, we got. And I'm sure the 25th celebration is going to continue throughout the year, and we could see more announcements coming either later this summer or the fall. I can't wait to see what they'll come out with next.
Yeah, it was definitely, I think the Pokemon Day itself was really exciting. With the Pokemon Presents the day before and then the festivities on Saturday. So I think it was all done pretty well. We got some cool announcements. The concert was pretty cool. And I'm also excited too to see what's coming up later. I do want to ask though, was there anything that was not in the Pokemon Presents that you still wanted to see?
I think the Presents gave us a lot of what we were looking forward to. I know for the most part, I wanted the Diamond and Pearl remakes. But if there was something I wanted to see, I would have liked to see a Detective Pikachu sequel game. As I mentioned in my last video, there was a game teased in May 2019 that was going to be a follow-up to the game on the 3DS. And unfortunately, that game never came to full fruition, so I was hoping, with this Presents we got, this would be a great time for them to provide an update on the game, but we didn't get it. But I'm still hopeful we'll hear more soon.
I will say that if they hadn't shown it off here, then I think it just might not be in a state where they're ready to show it off. But I'm still excited for whenever they decide to announce it, even if it's next year, kind of keep that Pokemon energy flowing, throughout the next few years without it always being a main series game. I know people were kind of getting tired of yearly Pokemon releases, at least with the main series. So I think maybe breaking it up a little bit, maybe one year instead of a main series game, we get Detective Pikachu. I think that could be pretty cool. But I am hopeful for whenever that game will come out. I know the first game was really expressive. People like seeing all the witty writing and whatnot, and people love seeing Pikachu talking and whatnot. So I'm really hopeful for this game. And one thing that I really wanted to see that we unfortunately didn't see is another prediction that you made, and that was Pokemon Sleep.
Oh yeah, that would have been an excellent way to bring that game back as well. That game was also announced in May 2019, and it was similar to a game that was released at the beginning of last year, the Pokemon Smile, I think it was. Yeah, Pokemon Smile. So, this would have been a good time to bring that out, but, we never got it.
Yep, it's unfortunate. But I do think that game, and along with Detective Pikachu on the Switch, I think both those games are still coming. They're probably just still being developed. So I'm optimistic that we'll see them eventually.
Oh yeah, and we'll keep you guys updated if any new information comes out. So what did you guys think about the Pokemon Direct and Post Malone performance? Feel free to leave a comment down below.
Yes, and thank you, James, for having me on once again to have this discussion. I really enjoyed being here.
Thanks for coming on. It was a lot of fun, and we'll have to do it again sometime. So next week, Chris is going to be back on with another Gen 6 analysis video. Chris, can you give us any hints as to who it might be?
Yeah, so previously I did a analysis on the Kalos Legendary Trio, and this time I'm going to be doing another Kalos Pokemon, this time a non-legendary who's highly anticipated for Pokemon Go. It's going to be a really big hitter in raids and in PvP, so yeah, I hope you'll all tune in to see who it is.
Yeah, so that'll be coming out next Friday, so definitely check it out. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on this awesome video. Now before we head out for the day, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video. Take care.